Hello, and welcome to the Grade 2 Music Theory Untangled course. The lessons for this video series for Grade 2 assume that you have completed the work in the Grade 1 Music Theory Untangled course. There are 9 video lessons, quizzes, and worksheets. Watch this short video for Lesson 3, which focuses on scale degree numbers and note names. Then find the concepts discussed in your concept sheets. Refer to these concepts as you complete the short online quiz, then as you complete the worksheets for this lesson. Mark your work using the answer sheets, and remember that there will sometimes be more than one correct answer. Let's go ahead. Some quick revision since you'll be writing notes. Make sure that your stems are going in the right direction. If the note head, the round part, is on the middle line, then the stem can go up or down. If the note head is below the middle line, then the stem goes up on the right-hand side. If the note head is above the middle line, then the stem goes down on the left-hand side. The staff or stave has 5 lines and 4 spaces. Notes that are next to each other move by step. The note head will be on a line, then a space, then a line, then a space, etc. If 2 notes are space to space or line to line, then they are skipping a letter name or note. The higher up the stave you go, the higher the sound will be. The lower down the stave you go, the lower the sound will be. Some countries name their notes using solfa or do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and some use the first 7 letter names from the alphabet of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. There are other note naming systems and conventions around the world, but for our purposes, we will use letter names as they are the most common. Bass clef notes are low notes, and the clef starts on the F line, so it is also known as an F clef. These are the rhymes that can help you work out the letter name of a note and can be found in your concept sheets. Always work from the bottom up. You don't need to learn these rhymes, but learning even one can be helpful as long as you remember that the rhyme with 4 words matches the 4 spaces on the stave, and the rhymes with 5 words match the 5 lines on the stave. Treble clef notes are high notes, and the clef starts on the G line, so it is also known as a G clef. These are the rhymes that can help you work out the letter names of a note and can be found in your concept sheets. And remember to always work from the bottom up. Another way to work out note names is to use landmark notes. In other words, one note in all positions and then read up or down from that note. The most common landmark notes are C, and here are the 5 main C notes on the piano. Let's talk about tones and semitones. These are the terms we use to describe how far apart 2 notes are. From one note to the very next note is a semitone. 2 semitones are called a tone. For guitar players, moving from one fret to the next is a semitone, and by skipping a fret, the notes are a tone apart. For piano players, moving from one note to the very next note is a semitone, and moving 2 semitones is a tone. It doesn't matter if one note is black or white. What is important is how far apart notes are from each other. How do we change a note by a semitone? With an accidental, that is, a sharp, flat, or natural symbol. Each one has its own meaning. A sharp raises a note by a semitone, a flat lowers a note by a semitone, and a natural cancels a previous sharp or flat. Why do we need to know about semitones and tones as well as accidentals? Because scales are based on a combination of tones and semitones that never changes. Other combinations form different types of scales, but for now we will concentrate on major scales. So, what is a scale? A scale has 7 notes moving by step up and down using a pattern of tones and semitones. Each scale note has a scale degree number going up, starting on the name of the scale as the lowest note. Semitones in major scales occur between scale degree numbers 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. You will need to memorize this. Here are 3 major scales in 3 different keys. They are all the same scale and have the same pattern of tones and semitones. They just start on different notes. This is what C major sounds like. This is what G major sounds like. The reason the scale now sounds correct is because the pattern of tones and semitones has to remain the same. So we raise the F by a semitone to F sharp. This is what the G major scale sounds like without the F sharp. Therefore, the key of G major will always have the key signature of F sharp to sound correct. This is what F major sounds like. And this is what F major sounds like without the B flat, which is in the key signature. For the pattern of tones and semitones to remain the same, we need to lower the B by a semitone to B flat. This means that the key of F major will always have the key signature of B flat to sound correct. Finally, take note of the direction of the stems for each note. Remember that if the note head, the round part, is on the middle line, then the stem can go up or down. If the note head is below the middle line, then the stem goes up on the right-hand side, and if the note is above the middle line, then the stem goes down on the left-hand side. Each note in the scale has a special name. The first note is called the tonic, and the last note in a scale is also called the tonic because it has the same letter name as the first note. The second note is the supertonic, the third is the mediant, the fourth is the subdominant, the fifth is the dominant, the sixth is the submediant, and the seventh is the leading note. You will need to memorize these names. The most common mistakes students make are not memorizing the names of the scale degree numbers. It's really important to at the very least know that note number 1 is called the tonic. Also, always start with number 1, not 0, and count upwards. If the scale is going down, then you need to count backwards. The lowest note is always note number 1. Remember that major scales have semitones between notes 3 to 4 and 7 to 8, and that all other intervals are tones. For some, memorizing this pattern is best. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. It's easy to mix up accidentals, especially sharps and naturals. Make sure you're clear on what a sharp, flat, or natural looks like and what it does to a note. Finally, be super clear about remembering that C major has no sharps or flats, G major needs an F sharp, and F major needs a B flat. You are now ready to work through the Lesson 3 online quiz, then the worksheets. The information in this lesson can be found in your concept sheets. Refer to these as you complete the online quiz, then again as you complete the worksheets for this lesson. Mark your work by comparing your answers to the answer sheets. Remember that there may be more than one correct answer for each question. See you next lesson.